Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Beta TV. My name is Jai, and I'm coming at you from Boston, Massachusetts once again. Today, we're talking about a product that's, once again, going to help you be in your tip-top shape, take care of yourself, take care of your body in 2021. We're talking about something called a Kegel Trainer. I'm sure many of you have heard of Kegel training before. What it's all about is making sure that your pelvic floor muscles are in tip-top shape. Your pelvic floor muscles are the muscles in your body that, particularly we're thinking about for people with uteri, the part of your body that controls core stability, intimate well-being, and bladder control. Some pretty important things. And Elvie's Kegel Trainer in particular can help you make sure that you're, the best you can be in a really fun and engaging way. So what Kegel training can do for you is, there's one side that's like kind of surrounding the idea of childbirth and all the stuff that happens to your body during childbirth. But then there's also stuff it can be beneficial for outside of childbirth. So before you even think about having a baby or have ever had a baby, your body, your pelvic floor is still there for especially like kind of intimate well-being, to kind of make your intimacy that much better. And it's also there, once again, for core stability. And if you have any kind of like incontinence issues, which honestly affect a lot of people, but it's, sometimes kind of a shameful thing, this thing can help you kind of take things back a little bit. And then within the idea of childbirth, obviously your body is a lot different after you have a baby than before, especially if it's your first baby. So being able to, especially, after the, initial 6 weeks after childbirth, if everything's looking good, it can be a way to kind of, get things back in shape and maybe get a little bit closer to, the body that you used to have. And maybe you do miss, obviously you're going to, everything's going to be a little different from then on, but that doesn't mean that you can't take care of yourself and you can't make sure, especially your pelvic floor muscles are in tip-top shape because they went through a lot, they went through a lot during childbirth and even, leading up to childbirth when you're pregnant, making sure that it's in tip-top shape can really make sure that nothing too crazy happens, right? So you might be wondering, why is Elvie's Kegel Trainer? Why should I go with this one, right? So, typically when you think about Kegel training, you're just like, laying in your bed or just, honestly, you can do it anywhere. You can just be standing and just, squeezing, right? That's all you got to do is just squeeze. But that could get boring pretty fast. It's a pretty simple movement. It's not super engaging. And yeah, so, what Elvie does is makes it engaging, creates goals for you, makes it fun, and is able to kind of guide you along your journey. So basically what makes it cool is it uses direct force pressure to measure how strong your squeeze is. So that is kind of the gold standard of Kegel training. So there are other devices that use things like air pressure, and with the air pressure, it's not as accurate as the direct force pressure. And so the Elvie is going to be more accurate, and it's going to be able to give you real-time biofeedback as you're actually doing your exercises, so you know exactly how you're doing in every moment. And it also has an app. So with the app, you connect it to the app, right? With very, very low level Bluetooth, very safe. And it has all these different types of games that you can play with it. So whenever, you get set, everything's good. Obviously wash your hands before, wash the Elvie before, make sure everything's nice and clean. And you get set, usually, laying down is a pretty comfortable option, easy, right? You connect it, and there are several different types of games you can play. So the first game is called Lift, which is kind of just the basic stuff. So if you imagine, the Elvie's in my hand, for example. Obviously it wouldn't be in my hand, but somewhere else. And when you want to lift, you're going to squeeze and hold, and there's actually a gem in the app which visualizes kind of the strength of your squeeze. So if it's, a strong squeeze, it'll be up here. If it's a low, weaker squeeze, it'll be a little lower, that kind of thing. So with lift, when you squeeze, it goes up, and then when you relax, it goes down. And so Elvie will actually guide you through and show you points that you're trying to hit with the gem, just with the force of your squeeze. So that's what lift is. And they also have something called pulse, which is kind of practicing your, quick muscles, right? quick flex muscles. So you're going to be pulsing and trying to hit certain points on the screen with your gym. And they have some kind of more difficult games kind of surrounding those two motions, or those two types of squeezes, I guess. And then they have a game called Step, which kind of combines it all together. And so it's almost, if you think about like, if you think about like Flappy Bird, where you're trying to control the bird to go in certain points, right? So, kind of a similar idea where you're trying to control that gem to go exactly where you need it to go, and hold when you need to hold, and relax when you need to relax, and be able to kind of have that level of control to your pelvic floor muscles, which indicates that they're nice and strong. And what's great about it too is it's personalized. So when you first set it up, it does a little test, figures out how strong your pelvic floor muscles already are, and is able to adapt kind of the goals of your workouts to, make sure that it fits what you need. So obviously, if Elvie thinks you're super strong and is putting it way up here and you can't reach that, that's not going to be beneficial for you. So I think it's pretty cool that they have that personalized aspect to it. So that's kind of what the app is like. The app also will track kind of your progress over time, see how much stronger you're getting, all that kind of stuff. So you're able to make sure you're consistent and have that motivation to keep going whenever you can. What's also cool is kind of when you think about the actual, the hardware of it. So this is kind of what the Elvie looks like, right? Or what the Kegel Trainer looks like. And it's pretty small, maybe like this big, not too big at all, pretty slim. But it also comes with a cover that you can put on it. So if you need to get a different type of fit, depending on what your body is, obviously everyone has a different body. You can do that. You can put the cover on, make it a little bigger if that's what you need. And if you see right here, it also has this little hooked part here, which is nice because that always, stays outside of your body. So it's really easy to kind of maneuver however you need, and be able to adjust as you see fit. So super easy to use. It's made out of medical grade silicone, so super easy to clean, very safe. So there's also, what comes with it is a carrying case. And the carrying case is this little kind of cylinder, right? And what's cool about it is, it's super discreet. So if you want to keep it in your bag, you totally can. You don't need to talk about your Kegel training routine to everyone in existence, everyone who, happens to glance into your bag and see it. So it's just that little cylinder, right? And of course it keeps it clean and safe and everything as well. You want that thing to be clean and safe. And that carrying case also doubles as a charger. So when you put it into the case, you close it up, there's a micro USB port on the outside that you just plug right in. And it charges for a few hours and it'll last you a pretty long time. So really no hassle at all. So kind of with consistent use, depending on like what your goals are, what you're looking for, how consistent you're doing it, you can see results in as soon as 4 weeks, which is pretty good to me. I mean, I work out for 4 weeks and I barely notice anything in my body, I feel like. So being able to notice that so quickly is really nice. Doing Kegel exercises is, recommended by lots of health professionals. I actually learned from a customer that in France, they actually subsidize postnatal care that includes kind of Kegel training to kind of get the body back in order, if you will, which I think is really cool. The French, love it. So if you're someone who is about to have a baby, already had a baby, is never going to have a baby, but wants to make sure things are good down there, if you have incontinency issues, anything like that, anything involving that core stability and those pelvic floor muscles, this is a really, really good product. It's $200, not too crazy. And I think, as far as your health goes, anything you spend on your health is a good investment, right? So yeah, I think that's just about it. That's Elvie's Kegel Trainer. If you want to check it out, go to beta.com or book a virtual appointment. If you want more details, have any more questions, anything like that. I did just remember, just as a disclaimer, obviously this is something that concerns your health and your body. If you, make sure if you have any pelvic health issues or anything like that, you're consulting your doctor. It's really important. If you don't, it's probably not, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but if you do have any concerns or hesitations, definitely ask your doctor. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, so check out Beta.com, if you live in Boston, come on over. I can show you in person, answer any more questions you might have. And yeah, I hope that everyone has a great day. I'll see you guys later.